Hello, my name is Dominic Webb, and I'm here to tell you today a little brief intro, a little, some knowledge maybe you can use about the stock market. What is the stock market? We've all heard of it. I'm sure most of us have. And, I'm sure you've been scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, and it's this guy saying, oh, buy my course. I'll teach you how to trade. I'll teach you how to do this, and you'll become a millionaire in the next, month or so. And it doesn't work like that. I promise you, do not go and buy courses. That is exactly how they make their own money. But anywho, that is besides the point. I just want to go out and talk to you guys about my experience with the stock market. Have I made money, lost money? Who knows? Because I know I've lost money and I've made money. So I want to tell you guys today that I am not a financial advisor. Whatever I say and do and tell you guys, do not go and spend your money according to what I say, okay? I'm just here to tell you guys my experience about it, what it is, and maybe you can use that to your advantage to go and make some money. Just from your phone, your computer, anything you can access the internet, you can go and trade stocks on. Now, you might be wondering, what is the stock market? Why do I even want to know what this guy is saying, And the stock market, basically think of it as a big online supermarket where you can go and buy a little sliver of a company. Now, you do not own the company, no, but you can go and buy a sliver of it along with millions of other people, depending on the stock you're trading. So taking, for instance, Apple. I'm sure you guys have all heard of Apple. I am recording on an iPhone, and this is an iPad right here. I'm sure we have all heard of Apple before. And today, the stock price for Apple was $209.28 a share. Now, a share is just that little sliver of a company you can own. You could buy one, you could buy 1,000, you could buy as many as you want. But at $209 a share, I don't got that much money to buy 100 shares. I'm not going to spend all that money, you know what I mean? So there's other stocks out there that you can go and you can buy. It really just depends on your risk tolerance, how much you want to put at risk, how much you want to invest, how much you can invest, You don't want to go and spend your mortgage money in the stock market, because I promise you, yeah, maybe you'll make money, but maybe you won't, So I'm here to tell you guys that it is not a get quick rich scheme. While you can make a quick trade, make a lot of money, the consistency is what's key. You want to be consistent with your trades. You want to be always making money and not losing money. And it's kind of hard to predict the market. You can't really say for sure it's going to go up or down, but you can make a very, very highly educated guess. And it comes down to a few things, which I'll get into later, but I want to give you guys a brief understanding of a stock which I'm going to show you, which is Apple right here. So as you guys can see on the chart, starting from over here, it went up, it went down, it went up again, it went down, and then it went up again, and then it went down recently. It has gone down. And it closed today at $209.28, like I said before. And say I were to buy one share, just one share of Apple, for $209.28. If it were to go back up to its 52-week high, the highest the stock price has ever been in 52 weeks, it would be $259.81. That would be $50 of profit that I would make from just the one, which is awesome, I just made $50 from doing nothing, just going online, putting my money elsewhere, and it grew into $50 extra. Now, the thing with Apple is it's what we call a blue chip stock. It's not a lot of movement in the stock itself. It's a very solid and well-known company. It has good financials. It has great, steady upgrowth as a company. 16 iPhones now? They're making the 17th one, I'm sure. Probably making the 18th by now, It's a good, solid company, and that's one where it's not as risky to invest in, but man, that's a lot of money, $209, I'm not going to go and spend $209 on just one share, which if I were to buy, say, 10 shares of Apple, and when I made the $50, that's $500 instead of the 50, but that'd be a lot of money I would have to invest to buy that share. So I just want to tell you guys today about my experience as it. We've all seen those get rich, get quick schemes or whatever, and I fell victim to it. I'm 20 years old. I make just a little bit above minimum wage. I want to make some money, on my phone. It's easy money. I don't really got to work that hard. But trust me, you do got to work that hard. You got to really understand it if you want to get consistent with your trades you're making. You want to be profitable, You don't want to lose your money, because I am here to tell you, I lost a lot of money in the stock market. I sure did. But the money I threw in was kind of my play money, so to speak. I didn't really care if I lost it. I looked at it as it's already lost, It doesn't matter if I get it back or not. And I was able to be profitable on a few different trades so far, which I made quite a bit of money from what I put in, but I lost the majority of it. And I got risky and I didn't understand what risk tolerance was. I didn't understand when I should get out. Oh, it'll go back up again. And the main thing you should have when you go and you buy a stock is know when to get out. And it's that simple. You won't really lose that much money. So say, for instance, I put 2 grand into one stock and it starts crashing, you know. I should have at one point been like, okay, I'm going to lose the maximum of $100 on this trade, you know. Instead, I let that ride all the way out until maybe $200, $300. I lost a lot of money on it because I got greedy. I saw the upside of making 5 grand and making my 2 grand, you know, 3 grand profit. And, you know, it's not, you can't predict the market as much as you can. I was trading penny stocks, and those are very volatile, which volatility is basically how quick it moves up and down, how many people are trading it, if there's news behind it, if they just announced their earnings for the semester or whatever. If there's a lot of news into it, it's going up, a lot of people are trading it, more than likely it's going to go up, but it will crash as fast as it went up, I promise you. It's been multiple times in the market, and you really just got to know what to look for. And the main question that gets brought up with the stock market is, what stock do I buy? What do I want to do? And it really depends on the day. It changes every single day, and it depends on how much money you want to put in. But there has been a few key strategies that I've used to be consistent and profitable on that trade. And one of the main things I have found behind it that makes me money back is that there's news behind it on the day. Say, like a robotics company I just invested in was, they came out with a new robot, and then they signed a lease with, it was a dealership, it was a car dealership, and they put one of their robots into the car dealership. And, you know, signing that, and people saw that, they got recognized, and the stock price went up. And it really just goes to show that the news and people behind it backing it up, it will make that stock price go up. And of course, you know, it will crash, and no, you shouldn't just look at if there's news behind it. There's other stuff that I can't go completely into depth on, but there's a lot to the stock market. And, you know, I can only give you guys such a brief, you know, notice about the stock market. But I want you guys to take with this today is know your risk tolerance, know what you're getting yourself into, and it can be a great tool if you use it right. And I am no expert myself. I promise you I have lost a lot of money, and no, I'm not proud of it, but I have fun doing it, and it's a great tool to know in the 21st century. And that's all I got to say, because I can make money on my phone in the 21st century, you know? Come on now. Everyone wants to get into it, but don't listen to what I have to say. Go do your own research, figure out what you want to invest in, look for what you want to do. This was just a brief intro into what I have found with the stock market, what I think is cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys use it to your advantage, you know? Go and make some money, and you guys have a great day, okay?